Time to talk about how the James Bond influence spread with a show that predates the very first James Bond movie, The Avengers. Yeah, I'm not talking about these guys, but I'm sure you already know that. The Avengers first appeared in 1961 and lasted till 1969 for about 6 series and about 161 episodes. It started out in black and white, but ended up in color. It's a British show that has a huge cult status. It's one of those shows that started out very differently and then was forced to change and was probably better because of the changes. The first season found David Keel, played by Ian Hendry, and his assistant John Steed, played by Patrick Macnee, who actually appeared in a Bond film later. Ian Hendry left the show after that, and by that time Steed was kind of moving in to be the main guy. Steed then starts getting female assistants, which turned out to be a very popular move. One of them was played by Honor Blackman, who appears in a certain Bond movie with a very sexually suggestive name. Miss Blackman was played by Kathy Gale, who wore a black leather suit and was good at judo. It was actually her casting in Goldfinger, which I'll get to soon, which caused the actress to leave the show. Now, Kathy Gale was a very empowered woman role, and not only did she dress well, but Steed also dressed in the suit, bowler hat, and umbrella. The show was very big on style with clothes and its cars. Later on, Steed was joined by the even more empowered Emma Peel, who was often wearing a catsuit. She was portrayed by Diana Rigg, and she had a very interesting role to play in the James Bond films. Yeah, there's definitely a back and forth influence of the Avengers with the James Bond franchise. I've heard the Avengers was the first British show to air on ABC Prime Time. Now, I have some memories of the show as it was often in syndication. I didn't really watch it when I was a kid, but I did watch a few episodes of it on like VHS, and I'm told it does go into very fantastical spy-fi elements. One of the most remembered things is when Steed would come into Peel in the midst of her work and say something like, "Miss Peel, we're needed." Now, Diana Rigg left the show, and then they of course went in a new direction, and then like most shows, it just sort of gets canceled. And there was even a French version of it called The New Avengers in the 70s, and I'm told John Steed actually returned. And there's also been books, comics, a stage play, radio shows, and they may have peaked with the 1998 film. This one starred Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman as Steed and Peel, and they fought Sir August de Winter, a rich man who controlled the weather, played by the OG Bond, Sean Connery. Sadly, the film didn't do very well, but I like it for what it is, a very zany spy-fi adventure. I do enjoy the world that Avengers created, not to mention the heavy Bond influence on both sides. So, do you remember the Avengers? You want to leave a comment here? Feel free. James Bond month will continue.